Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, yeah. That's only if you want to say something. Otherwise, you're just going to be talking. That's so funny. Hi, everyone. I am Esther, and welcome to the From the Ground Up with Esther podcast, a podcast about growth, resilience, faith, and building a life with intention. This space is for anyone who's starting over, rebuilding, or taking the next step, one story and one lesson at a time. Let's get into the conversation. Welcome back to another episode of From the Ground Up with Esther. Today's episode, it's one that has been in my heart for a while. I have a guest that I met at one of the networking events that I go to called Worship and Network. And I'm very excited because it is a different podcast that is very encouraging, a little different. So if you are listening on Spotify, I will suggest that you also watch this on YouTube so you can see more. I think it'll be better if you watch it on YouTube. And I have with me my friend Nick Sarraco. Yes. And he is a nonverbal motivational speaker. I never heard of that before. So I'm very excited to learn a little bit more about his journey. And he will tell us his story. He will tell us. You will see. Yeah, we'll talk. It's different. It's exciting. So, hi, Nick.
Unique.
Very unique.
Hi, Esther.
So, Nick is going to be using his phone to be able to communicate with us. He types on his phone what he wants to say. He types it there. And then he's going to put it on the mic and you're going to be able to hear what he's saying. I'm very excited to have you here and very excited to learn about you and your journey. And so you can also educate us a little bit more of what you do and how you're motivating other people with your journey.
Good to be here.
Yes, very excited. Okay, so Nick sent me his, what is it called? Introduction. A little bit of his story, and he's actually also Puerto Rican. He has some Puerto Rican in his blood.
My grandma.
Your grandma was Puerto Rican. Oh, wow. So do you speak a little bit of Spanish or understand? Do you eat pernil?
I talk nothing.
That's okay.
No, I understand some Spanish.
You do understand.
But can't speak it.
Okay. So tell us, where do you live? Maybe if you're able to share with us a little bit of what happened to you when you were younger.
I come from an Italian and Puerto Rican background. Both of my parents were born and raised in the Bronx, where I spent the first 8 years of my life. My family later moved to Port Chester, New York, so I could become fluent in American Sign Language. I have a younger brother and sister, both of whom are fluent in finger spelling as well. I earned a degree in communications and have worked with several major companies in the social media space. I also spent a few years as a professional wrestler. I've faced challenges, overcome obstacles, and accomplished a lot along the way. Now, my goal is to help others realize that they can do the same.
That's awesome. That's great because this podcast is about that, right? We start building from the ground up, and that can mean anything. That means businesses, that can mean our lives. We can serve and help other people that are going through things. Through our stories, we grow and learn. And I think it's very encouraging to hear from someone like you that didn't stay stuck in there, but you have also done other things and are helping other people now with the motivational speaker and your jobs. I mean, I'm curious about the wrestling part.
I was born completely healthy. At 2 months old, I had my christening, but in the weeks that followed, my parents started to notice something wasn't right. I was having trouble eating, and my tongue wasn't as strong as it had been at birth. They took me to get checked, and long story short, I was diagnosed with a serious brain injury called viral encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain. Because I was so young, my immune system was weak. As a result, I lost the ability to physically speak, and my left hand suffered severe nerve damage, similar in many ways to the effects of a stroke. To this day, no one really knows how I got it.
Mm.
But honestly, I believe I'm blessed that it happened. Yes, I face challenges every single day. Simple things most people take for granted: what I eat, what I drink, how I communicate are all constant obstacles. I can't say a single word, and some days, it's exhausting. However, as strange as it may sound, I truly believe this injury has helped me build a beautiful life.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy to think, right? We are born healthy and then something can happen and you just change your life forever. You never imagine any of that. So it's a blessing to be healthy and sometimes we take it for granted. We take it for granted.
Cherish it.
Yeah. How was it for you growing up? How, when you were younger, as a child, what do you realize you were different? How was that experience from other kids, right?
So I always had friends. I realized I was different, but I never let it affect me. I always was outgoing and social. I blame that on my parents.
That's great. That's great parents because they didn't, you were different, but you really were not different, right? Because there's nothing wrong in
Exactly. It's a mindset.
exactly. It's a mindset. And they gave you the tools and they made sure that you had a normal life.
I had a great family. They never allowed me to be different.
Exactly. And you said that you guys created your own sign language. You had your own made up sign language. Everyone has that. My sister has a baby, and only my mom understands him because she takes care of him. And they have their made up language. It's so funny.
So when I was a toddler, we had to make our own signs since I was so young. I didn't learn yet. I learned an SL sign when I was 5 years old.
Mm, wow, 5 years old. And so your whole family had to learn.
Yes, my family is fluent in finger spelling.
Mhm. Okay, nice, nice, nice. How many siblings do you have?
One brother and one sister, both younger.
Okay, that's good. It's good to have siblings and it's fun. And I'm curious because you have been, you have a normal life and you found the tools and your family has been great to allow you to learn different things. So you're a nonverbal motivational speaker. Growing up, and what is something that you have learned about yourself or other people that when you talk to them on this motivational speeches, yeah, because I'm learning from you so much too.
I want people to understand that no roadblock should ever stop you from
Mhm.
achieving your goals. If a barrier feels too high to climb, go straight through it. If a goal seems impossible, make it possible. Look at me. I can't verbally speak, yet I'm a motivational speaker. I can't speak, yet I'm on a podcast. I do not let any obstacle hold me back, and neither should anyone else.
Yeah, yeah, it's so true because we can let that happen in our lives. We can let it happen.
Life can be very rough.
Mhm. Yeah. What is something that you learned from your parents when you were growing up that helped you through the challenges?
Never let anyone take advantage of you. Always
Mm.
stand up for yourself. Always chase my dreams. I owe everything to my parents.
Is there a time that you remember that you had to stand up for yourself?
Too many.
Mhm.
Mostly as a kid. Kids do not understand life, so they can be cruel. But I always stood up for myself.
Yeah, kids can they don't understand. Yeah. And maybe sometimes they don't even know. Um,
Not their fault.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not even their fault because they don't understand and they sometimes can be honest but cruel at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. And now you said that you moved, you guys, when you were into third grade, your parents wanted you to go to school with deaf children.
Third grade.
Third grade.
So I went to school with hearing and deaf kids all throughout my educational experience. My parents thought it was a good idea to be with both. I got fluent with the deaf community.
Yeah, that's a good idea because it could be hard not to be with that community and know that there are other people that you can communicate and talk to that speak the same language, right? So you also lived in Port Chester. You guys moved to Port Chester and you were both in the hearing community and the deaf community. And something you said is that it was cool that the school district went from kindergarten to 12th grade. So I'm guessing you were able to make friends and have relationships there.
I still talk to my deaf friends. Known them basically for 30 years. Yes, I know I am old.
You're not old. Well, we're there in the middle. We're about the same age.
Still beautiful.
Uh,
Both of us.
yes, yes, we're beautiful. We're beautiful. Can you tell me when you do the non-motivational speeches, who do you go speak to? To children, corporations? You also had a lot of different jobs.
Schools, sports teams, wrestling schools, private events. Basically, everyone who wants to be inspired by me
Yeah. And how often do you do this?
at least 4 times a month.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you have a name for, is this like an organization or it's just Nick? It's Nick that goes and okay.
No, it's just me, Nick
Mhm.
Sarraco, a nonverbal motivational speaker.
How long ago do you start doing this?
I started in 2020. I accomplished a lot in my life. I just feel I can help the world. I worked for major companies. I was a pro wrestler. I just want to help others.
Mm. Thank you to our season sponsor, Mary's Alfajores. They are melt in your mouth sweet treats. Alfajores are a South American traditional cultural pastry treat filled with manjar, a thick, creamy caramel made from milk and sugar spread, sandwiched by two delicious, soft, and delicate cookies that in combination melt in your mouth. If you're looking to impress with some cultural variety in your dessert tray, reach out to Mary's Alfajores as they service the Westchester, Fairfield County area and are readily available for catered events. You can reach Mary's Alfajores on Instagram at Mary's Alfajores. Mary's Alfajores, crafted with love, inspired by tradition. That's so good. And you said you accomplished a lot in your life. Can you talk to us a little bit about one of those accomplishments?
So I was a pro wrestler. I have always loved professional wrestling. To me, it's the greatest form of competitive theater in the world. Now, I will not call pro wrestling a traditional sport, but pro wrestlers are some of the greatest athletes on the planet, and I'll always stand by that. It demands non-stop physical conditioning and the ability to endure pain that can impact you every single day. There's also a common misconception that professional wrestling is fake. That's not the right word. And if anyone disagrees, they're more than welcome to try living that life. I guarantee they'll have a completely different level of respect for it. I was never supposed to be part of that world. but I did it anyway. And I'll always be grateful to the people who gave me that opportunity. I trained at the House of Glory Wrestling School in Queens, New York, run by former wrestler Brian XL and the legendary The Amazing Red. They never treated me any differently than anyone else. I had to work extremely hard to earn my place. For years, I paid my dues. I would leave training limping almost every single day, but I kept going because I loved pro wrestling that much. I was never signed to a major company, but I did perform in front of thousands, and I hope I inspired every single person who watched me. That business helped shape me as a kid through its characters and storytelling, and it shaped me as an adult through its discipline, hard work, and respect. It took me 2 years of training before I had my first match. During that time, I had more bad days than good, but I knew who I was. I knew I could do this. So I kept pushing forward. And eventually I became an independent professional wrestler. I miss those days very much.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting you're saying.
I am very proud of that.
Yeah. So since you mentioned that part of the wrestling that it could be, I guess you said fake or something, because I did meet somebody that was also in the wrestling business. It's a woman, and she did say that sometimes it could be fake. Like they already know the winner, they already know. I believe she worked for the WWE. Do you work for them?
Worked for them about 10 years ago in the social media field. I did not wrestle for him.
Okay, that's fine. And you said you were always an athletic kid. You play baseball. He says, I was always an athletic kid. I never allowed my limitations to hold me down. I was always gifted with pretty good speed as well. I grew up playing baseball from third grade up until high school. And you will use one hand to catch the ball with my glove and actually throw with my right hand as well. Yeah, because in the beginning, remember he said that also affected your hand, right? Your arm and your hand.
Nerve damage.
Nerve damage. Wow. So it was like a fever? Was it like a high fever? Now I'm going back to how it began when he was a baby.
It started as a fever. Then it went into my brain. It is a very rare injury.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
And of course I got it.
I know, right? I mean, yeah. And it says that you went to Manhattanville University. That's where you met Dave Regina from Ace and Eddie Wessel from Worship at Network. Okay, so you knew them from before. That was 20 years ago. And you have a bachelor's in communications.
I owe a lot to them. They have given me so many connections for speaking,
Well, yeah, they're great people.
including you.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we met last year, I think.
At Worship and Network.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So funny. I know they're great. What they're doing is great too. And you also mentioned that you work with your dad. Your dad has his own business and you help him out with there too. What's your dad's business?
My dad has his kitchen design business in Yorktown, New York, along with his partner Frank. They design all your kitchen needs.
And you help him out. You work with him.
It is called Kitchen Headquarters. I help design the kitchens online.
Okay, okay. That's fine. Online. So you're good at designing things? Do you learn that on your own or?
On my own, yes. I believe I am good at technology.
No, but we need to be good at that, especially this time of our lives and social media and everything.
I need technology.
Mhm.
Imagine me living 40 years ago.
I know. You did mention before there was no cell phone before. How was that?
I had to write on paper.
Yeah.
Annoying.
I know, right? That was before because yeah, phones weren't there, so you had to write on paper.
The 90s.
In the 90s, yeah, yeah. I would like to know more of when you go to the nonverbal, what is the main question people ask you? I mean, I'm sure they ask you a lot of things, but
Good question. How do I go on in life? And I tell them that I look into the mirror and remember who I am. I remember what I have accomplished. I always overcome and I will always overcome.
yeah, yeah, that's so good because yeah, we have to look in the mirror, remember those things. How has faith helped you go through this in life and not let it? Because it's so easy for anyone. Sometimes we forget who we are. And if we don't, like for me, if we don't bring God into our lives or ask Him to remind us who we are, that's why there's so many people that forget that they can accomplish things. And that's where you come in and can be an inspiration.
God has helped me so much. I talk to God every day. He helps me have faith in myself. I believe He has made me humble in a way.
That's so true. Yeah. Is there a moment do you remember that God, like you said, He helped you be humble in a way? Is there an experience that you can remember?
Every day I have struggles. Not one experience but everyday life. I
Mm.
think God helps me get through the day.
Yeah. At the beginning, you also mentioned that it could be frustrating sometimes. What do you do at those moments?
All the time. I just remember who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Yeah.
I think we should all know exactly who we are. We all can overcome.
Yeah. What you're inspiring people, and with that you're reminding us who we are, right? And that it's so important in our lives because we can easily forget and let the difficulties of life come and put us down.
Especially now. Life is so crazy that we forget to sit back and realize our abilities.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's so true. When you go and speak to the spaces, you speak to many men, women, children,
Everyone. Kids. Adults. Everyone.
and have you had an experience where someone you met was really going through a hard time and you have been able to share your story with them?
I get messages all the time from people going through hard times. It
Mhm.
actually means the world to hear that I helped them.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to hear that. And that brings it back to how your parents did the best so you could have the best life, right? Is there a moment or is there a memory that you remember from your mom or your dad that actually reminded you as you grew and went through difficulties or doubts? What is something that has stayed with you to carry to your life?
Just them telling me that I am no different than everyone else. Yes, I have a bad hand. Yes, I cannot speak. But I am just like everyone else.
Yeah, right? Because sometimes we look at things people might be facing and we think they're different or we think, y- but we all have different things, but we're all the same at the same time, right? It's like we all face different difficulties, but still, but it's same, if that makes sense.
Nobody is different.
Mm, yeah, we're the same. We have different things to go through.
Different stories. But nobody is better than the other.
We're not better than the other.
In the end, we go to heaven.
Yeah, yeah, so true. Because God made us so we could spend time with Him. That's so good. Um, when you say you met Eddie and Dave 20 years ago. So you've been growing alongside them through these journeys.
We did separate for a few years. We each made our own stories. But we reconnected the past few years.
That's good. Yeah, because both of you, I mean, the three of you are doing different things, but it's a lot of the inspiring people and helping people overcome through the difficulties, through the challenges.
They both inspire me too.
What would you say to someone who's struggling and because they're facing difficulties now? And, sometimes we can get stuck in our head.
If you have a roadblock, there is always a way to overcome. Like I said earlier, you can go through the roadblock if you cannot go over it.
Mhm.
Overcome in your own way. Everyone can have the mindset to accomplish anything they want. Just have confidence in doing so.
Yeah. How was because you say you have a degree in communications. So do you always know you wanted to inspire others through your story?
Yes, I did not know I wanted to be a speaker, but I always knew I wanted to inspire.
That's interesting, right? So with your communications degree, that helped you work. You say you worked for different companies doing the social media.
I was a content specialist and a content moderator for 10 years.
So you know a lot about social media.
I think I am okay,
Yeah, that's good. I know because it keeps changing all the time.
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. I know. So here on the podcast, I like to ask the question, what does from the ground up mean to you?
We all start from the ground up. It's our
Mhm.
responsibility to take our dreams to heights we want.
It is. Yeah. And we have to be able to be open, like you said, humble too, right? Because we can't grow if we're not humble.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't grow if we're not humble. And as you have grown and faced challenges, what does success look like to you now versus when you were younger?
If your family is fed, you are successful. If you help others, you are successful. I actually think with those two things, your life is rich.
Yeah, yeah. That's the most important, family, and make time for them. And whatever you do so it can support them and help them in a way too.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Um, so when you were younger and you wanted to play sports, you say you never let anything stop you.
I did it my own way.
Yeah. What was that your own way?
Well, I have nerve damage. So I had odds against me from the start. But I feel no disability can limit you from anything. Like when I played baseball, I threw and catched with one hand.
Mhm.
If you have no legs and want to play basketball, go become a basketball player with no legs.
Mm.
Change the world. Be one of a kind.
Yeah. So you said, and you had nerve damage. So as you had gotten older, have you learned? Is there more people that you met that have experienced the same?
One of my favorite wrestlers is named Gregory Iron. He has the same thing as me. He actually inspired me to join wrestling.
Mm. So you knew of him before you joined wrestling?
Yes. My friend told me about him and I thought if he could do it, I could.
Uh,
Exactly. Why not? Disability is just a mindset.
mhm. Yeah, exactly. That's inspiring. So how often you say you go 4 times a month? And is this you would like to keep doing for the rest of your life?
I want to forever do it. And I want to speak to as many people as I can.
Yeah, you're doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy, very excited for you to keep going in this journey. I've been meeting a lot of amazing people like yourself that are inspiring others through their stories, that are not letting anything stop them because, like you said, we're all the same. We face different
You are
things.
amazing too.
Oh, thank you. We face different things, but at the end, we're all the same, right? We do things. We're all the same. It's just we face different things, and we have to learn how to overcome that. And you're a great example of it because since you were young, you said your parents never let you give up. They always found ways to help you grow, right? And that is so good to have that support, that family support system, because not everybody's also has it sometimes, but they can find other people that inspires them like you, Eddie, Dave, and people in the world that can pray to God and say, bring me those people into my life that inspire me. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you as always.
Mm.
We are actually speaking at the same event.
I know we're speaking. Nick and I are speaking. We'll probably see this podcast maybe after the speech, the speaking event, but we're both speaking at the same event on April 30th with Rosalie, and it's going to be about joy. So I'm excited for that night. That's gonna be interesting. And on that, I want to ask you, what is the legacy that you want to leave? Yeah, because I think that's important.
I want my family to laugh and smile when they think of me. I want everyone to laugh and smile when they think of me.
Oh, I'm sure they will. And you're a pretty cool guy.
I am okay.
No, he's super nice, super cool, very easy to talk to, and he makes sure that you
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, no, no, it's been great getting to know you and see you at the events, and I feel like lately we've been more connected through the speaker school too, and through Worship at Network. So it's very inspiring to see you doing all these things and not letting, like you said, anything stop you. And
You are inspiring too.
thank
Continue
you.
doing what you are doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is. And it's good to have people like you as well to remind you of, that we can, like you said at the beginning, we can achieve our goals, we can do big things, great things that are helping other people. So to be surrounded by people like you, it's inspiring for sure.
Life is tough, but it can be beautiful too.
Yeah, exactly. Life is tough. It's not easy. That's why we need each other. We need everybody else. And where are you on Instagram? Do you have a website? Where can they find you? How can they reach out to you if they would like to connect with you for a speaking engagement?
I am on Instagram. It is at npsarracco112. You can message me and I promise I respond to everyone.
He will respond. And and thank you for watching and tuning in on this very special episode of From the Ground Up with Esther, where I have my friend Nick with me, and he shared a little bit of his journey and the inspiration he's been to other people through his story and through his encouragement, right? Because it's good to have people like you in our lives. So thank you for watching. And if you're listening, like I said, on Apple, Spotify, make sure to go on the YouTube channel too, so you can see I love the fact that he's very resourceful and he's found a way to speak to us and let us know the amazing things that he's doing. So thank you so much, Nick, for being here. I truly appreciate it, and I know you're a blessing to You're a blessing to a lot of different people. Yeah, you are. You are. I'm very proud of you. I'll smile every
Thank
time.
you.
Like you say, you want your family to remember you and bring a smile to their faces. You definitely bring a smile to our faces. Very, a big one. So I'm very happy to have you here. So everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, and share the story of Nick on with other people, and go through his Instagram so you can see who he is and meet with us with Nick whenever we go to all these other events, right? Say hi to him. He's very friendly. That's what I liked about him. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, follow, subscribe, and leave us a review, as your feedback continues to help us grow this podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect, we are on Instagram at From the Ground Up with Esther, or you can email us at esthermoscoso.pod@gmail.com.